Okay, we are going to make Potica or Potica. This is a recipe from my grandmother who was Croatian and was passed down from her to my mother, to me, and then to my kids. So I've made this like 3 times, so we'll see what happens. What we're going to do first is make the dough. And what we have here is the active dry yeast, 2 packets of active dry yeast in 1/2 cup of warm water, and it's been activated. I'm going to put it in this bowl. Okay, action shot of that. So the yeast is in there, and then we're going to add all this other ingredients. George, you can put this sugar in. There is 1/2 cup of sugar. Dump it in there. And you can put the salt in, and that salt is 2 teaspoons of salt. And then I'll put this in. This is the shortening, and we've got, how much shortening? 1/2 cup of soft shortening. In there. And milk. We have 1.5 cups of lukewarm milk. I'm using some, what is it, 3% milk? Yep. 3.8% milk?
Yep.
Nice and thick. Okay. Got that in there. And so that's all. Oh, let's see, we got to put 2 eggs in there. Whoa. Egg. 2 eggs. Couple of shells. Alright, now what we're going to do is take this over to the mixer. We're going to mix this up and start working in 7 to 7.5 cups of flour. Alright, what I'm doing now is I've mixed up the wet ingredients, and I'm going to put about half the flour in to the mixer and work that with the dough hook. Rest of it, maybe not all of it right now. Do it by little steps. I don't know why. I think people just say to do that. Okay, we've mixed it up, and now what we're going to do is knead this, and we're going to knead it for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to put it in a greased bowl and let it raise for about 1.5 hours until it's about twice its size. Okay, we've kneaded it for about 5 minutes, and we've made a nice round ball out of it, and you can go ahead and put it in here. It's a greased bowl. Drop it in there, and then you're going to grease the top of that ball a little bit, and then we're going to put that in a warm place for about 1.5 hours and let it rise, and hopefully it'll rise to about twice its size, which will fill up that pretty much.
Cool.
Okay, the dough is rising, so now we're going to make the filling. We're going to have 2 different kinds of filling. This first one's going to be the traditional walnut filling, and we'll get that started. So we're going to put 1/2 cup of butter in there, and there. We're going to put a cup of packed brown sugar in there, and we're going to put 2 eggs in there. 1, 2, just like a pro. Okay, we're going to mix that together, and then we are going to add the milk, which is going to be, how much does that say? 1/2 cup of milk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla is going to go in there after we get this stirred up. Okay, we're going to put in 1/2 cup of milk now. Lukewarm milk, let it sit out. And a teaspoon of vanilla. And then stir that up a little bit. 4 cups of finely crushed walnuts. We're actually using pecans because we like pecans better. Don't tell anybody. Mix that in there. Just like that. That's going to be the filling.
Go.
Okay, here's the other filling. This is a cream cheese filling. You can use just about any other ingredient with the cream cheese that you want. This is going to be a raspberry cream filling. Sometimes you can use, we've used blueberry before, or just cream cheese, I think. So we're mixing that up. This has, we're making this for half the dough. So what it has in it is it's got 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, a cup of flour, an egg yolk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then whatever kind of preserves you want to use. And these are raspberries. You could use jelly in there, whatever to sweeten it up. So we're going to mix that up, and when the dough's ready, we're going to get that out, cut it in half, and start stretching it out. So, okay, I just wanted to show you what the raised dough looks like. It's ready to go. I'm going to take and cut that in half so we can make 2 pieces. Okay, what we're going to do now is get this just as flat and thin as we possibly can. We're going to stretch this way out. We're going to have to do a little rolling it and stretching it by hand. So this is going to be a family process. Try to get it fairly round too. You do this to a point, then you got to start stretching it, and don't want to stick it to the table. The thinner you can get it, the better it is. You get more layers that way. If you do it right, you can get it so thin you can see through it. Get your hands under it, try to stretch it without tearing it, kind of pull from the center, and slowly just let it kind of stretch. Maybe I'll roll it some more. Alright, go ahead and grab some ends and just start stretching like that. See, if you just kind of hold it, it gives a little bit. Now a little hole is not a big deal, but we'll just try to avoid it. Josh, pull the whole thing your way if you can. Flour under it's good. Okay, we've stretched it out about as good as we can. Now we're going to put the walnut filling on. And we want to get that everywhere. And we'll spread that out evenly. Easier to do with fingers than anything else. It's like finger paints. Spread it around there.
Go.
Okay, we've spread out the filling and I put raisins on top. My family hates that, but that's too bad. That's the way I like it. And then we start rolling it up. I'm going to start from this end. And very simple process in theory. Just roll it all up. Some people use a sheet and spread this dough out on a sheet, and then they can just roll the sheet up, and it's probably easier that way. I haven't tried it, but this seems to work. Go. One potica. Almost ready for the oven now. Okay, cut them in half, rolled them up, put them in the pan, they're ready. Gonna cook it at 325 for I think about 40 minutes, I think, I'll check. But those are ready to go. We'll do the same process with the